This week's Torah portion of Vayetze, Rabbi Raphael Birdugo does something absolutely fascinating. We're told about Yaakov's journey to Lavan and, all that happens. Rabbi Raphael begins his commentary by giving us a sort of background of our role, our purpose in life. And our purpose in life is to improve. It's like the rising sun. If we can't constantly look at ourselves and see how we're bettering ourselves, how we're better than who we were and what we were yesterday, then what's the point? We might as well be a dog or a porcupine. But then he does something even more fascinating. Usually he'll explain the literal meaning of the text, but this time he gives us a bit of a literal meaning and then says, I'd like to cloak this with another idea. Now, to cloak is a hint that he's going to go Kabbalistic on us. But here we have to remember an important rule that Rabbi Raphael gives us about how to interpret the Bible. In the very beginning of his book, he gives us a few ground rules for how to interpret a text. And one of his important ground rules are, I have no problem with you going Kabbalistic on me, but he has a problem with interpreters who say, that the literal meaning isn't what really happened, but actually it's Kabbalistic. He says, no. What happened, happened. You want to add a Kabbalistic interpretation, tell me you're going to add, you're going to cloak it now with something else. And that's exactly what he does here. And he does something beautiful. He says this whole journey of Jacob to Lavan and everything that's going on can be cloaked with an additional spiritual meaning of what happens to the soul. Now get this. Our journey starts in Beersheba. Beersheba, according to Rabbi Raphael, is not only the place, where a soldier will get off at the central bus station to eat shawarma and then go to Arad or back home to Ra'anana. No. Beersheba, Kabbalistically, is the home of the souls. It is where souls are created. Beersheba is the place where souls depart and enter into our bodies. And it starts off with the soul saying to God, just before it's about to get on that bus, that spiritual bus in Beersheba, it begs to God, please don't send me there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to bugger off. I'm happy here. I get everything I need. Why are you sending me? And everything in this Torah portion is all about, or the additional spiritual meaning is about the soul coming to God and saying, please don't send me down to that filthy place. So it starts with Vayetze Yaakov. The soul goes to, in Beersheba, Charana. What is Charana? Charana sounds like Charon, wrath. Earth is the place that makes, God's blood, so to speak, bubble. Why? Because we do bad things. Vayifgam hamakom. Jacob gets to a certain place. This is the soul resisting to get onto that bus in Beersheba and says, please don't put me on this bus. The soul is not willing to get on. And God tries to explain. God explains to the soul and says, look, it's going to be okay, but the soul is not willing to move. Until finally, God says, והנה אנוכי עמך ושמרתיך בכל אשר תלך ושבותיך על האדמה הזאת כי לא אעזבך עד אשר אם עשיתי את אשר דיברתי לך. Only when God says to Jacob, but it's actually or supposedly additionally to the soul, I'm with you every step of the way, only then is the soul willing to get onto that bus in Beersheba, the soul's bus stop. Why? Because God explains a beautiful secret and says, look, and goes back to the beautiful Talmudic idea. Who enjoys their bread more? A beggar who is given everyday bread, like you, soul, up with me and, I take care of you? Or someone who has to work hard for their bread? Someone who has to work hard for their bread. So know this, soul. I'm sending you onto the bus stop in Beersheba. You're going to go down there, but only so that you can come back and really enjoy your bread. And don't worry, I'm with you every step of the way. And with that, the curtains close. And Rabbi Raphael Birdugo gives a beautiful take on Parashat Vayetze. Shabbat Shalom.